Hello and Happy New Year. I'm Gail Thompson, and today I want to show you the most amazing serendipitous thing that has happened to me in quite a while. We're going to make paper that looks like etched metal. Before I get started though, I want you to hang on till the end of the video, and we're going to talk about a project to help Australia's devastating fires. It's something we can all do easily to help out, and I hope you'll join us. Here's today's project. I wish I could catch the shimmer and the sparkle that it had when it had the sun, but I didn't get to do it, and I can not seem to recreate it, but I will tell you, it is gorgeous. I'm starting out with the Hero Arts Bursting with Love beautiful background stamp made of the rubber, which is the best. I totally hadn't planned things to go this way. I had alcohol inks everywhere. We're using Silver Sparkle alcohol ink paper. I'll have everything listed below for you. And I'm just going to heat emboss it with clear embossing powder. I'm telling you, this was such a surprise. I knew that metallic paper could make an etched look, but nothing makes an etched look better than this Silver Sparkle alcohol ink paper. So we're just going to be generous. This is a new stamp, and I hadn't really gotten it ready, so I just put a lot of Versamark on it and gave it some CPR there. And rubber stamps stamp better than anything else, so it would be really shocking for it not to turn out great. Now the paper's a little bigger than what I need, but that's okay. It gives me a little something to hang on to as I put my embossing powder on. Now I am almost out of this jar of embossing powder. I have another jar, but I didn't want to contaminate with this old one, so I'm trying to use this up, and I just have to recycle it, put it back in the jar, and finish up. A jar of embossing powder lasts forever. I'll bet that jar's 20 years old, and I'm just now replacing it. So there is our image. You can kind of see it there. And I'm going to put this away and put the lid on because I can't tell you how many times I have dumped over embossing powder or glitter. Now, the heat tool must be extremely hot because you can only touch this for a second or you will burn it. And I will show you right there, I burned it. I had that heat tool heating up for a good 30 seconds. You don't want to go over anything too hard. I wasn't sure what was happening there, so I did go over it too much. But see how quickly it goes, and it just, now that's where I made my mistake, and I don't do that. And just see how beautiful it is, except for the burn marks, but we can always cover those up or cut that out later. But it's hard to show you just how beautiful this is on camera. And I'm telling you, when the sun hit it the other day, the card, it just was stunning. I'm going to show you again, just because I needed to use a second piece. And it's hard to kind of lift it up, though, because this is a smaller piece. Now, those Sizzix Stickum things that's on the bottom there on my Misty, those work great, but I had already ink and stuff on it, so it wasn't quite as sticky. So I had to add a little bit of tape. Now I'm putting something down to protect my surface. I've worked a couple craft mats in my life, so I put the magazine down so the black mat there underneath would work. Now I have one of those Tim Holtz mats, but I cannot seem to, in my room, make the lighting not glare on it, so I'm sparing you that. So now our image is ready to go. Now this heat tool has been running, because you do not want to just put it on cold, because it's not for warping, it is for scorching. So look, boom. Look at that. That just, I still am amazed watching that, how gorgeous that is. Other metallic papers will do it, the matte finish ones, but I'm promising you nothing will do it like this, because you've got those little shimmery things even just on the paper. I'm going to try it with silver embossing powder at some point, but I think clear is still going to work the best. Now I wanted to get a sentiment on there, but I didn't want to take away too much from the background, so I wanted to keep it fairly simple. And I'm using a kit set from a past Hero Arts kit, and it says Happy Valentine's Day, and I'm just trying to measure it out so I kind of have things centered, and I kind of mess around with this a little bit. And in order to have kind of a top border and a bottom border and have everything fit, I just kind of started making things a little cattywampus. And excuse my head there, but I kind of had to see over it. And I'm just going to pick that up with the door of my Misty. And I love those little Misty tools that help you line up things. They're really very helpful and not expensive. Don't forget to use your powder tool. And I'm just going to ink up the sentiment with Versamark clear sticky ink, just like I did the heart background. And I probably don't have to show you this, but it is so cool to watch that I'm going to show you this again. It looks like a little trophy plate etching to me. Here we go with our clear embossing powder. This is Hero Arts clear embossing powder, but anything you have, I'm sure, would work fine. Probably nothing big and chunky. So I'm just kind of knocking off. It does tend to like to hold even with the powder tool, it does tend to like to hold the embossing powder a little bit. So here we go, an extremely heated up tool. And I mean, look, this just boom, 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 boom. And you want to lay off of it really quick. And there we go. So now it's time to build the card. I'm just using Hero Arts cardstock. I'm going to have to kind of look up the name for the life of me. It's kind of, I can't remember. I'm going to glue our base onto the background, and there's going to be a couple of burn marks, but we're going to kind of fix that. I don't really think anyone's going to notice it, and I just couldn't bear to throw it out. Not only, I'm just a paper hoarder, I guess. I hate to use pretty paper because then it's gone. I'm folding over some silver vellum, and I'm just going to tape it onto the back. Nobody will ever see that. And I'm just going to layer all this up and glue it on with my Hero Arts Precision Glue. And this is what some of the next steps somehow when I got close up kind of got off screen. So forgive me for that. I'm taking a Copic marker, and I mean, I had Copic inks laying all around. I was going to do all this inking and blowing and blending, and it all went out the window when I saw this etching. So I am going to take the Copic markers because they're alcohol ink, and I'm going to add some color to this and just fill in just a few of the hearts. Kind of a little bit at the top, a little bit at the corner. I always go by the rule of unevens. 3, 5, whatever. It just helps balance things out. You always want to have groups of unevens. And I'm just filling in these. And then I've got to thinking, well, let's have a little dimension as well. So I decide to add a little bit of glossy accents here in a second. Now, this is glossy accents that also came out of a Hero Arts kit. Probably if I did it again, I would put a finer tip on it. This will dry and make a nice clear bubble. I'm going to show you that in a second. It's cloudy right now. You tap it off on the bottom to get rid of any of those little points. And see how this is a sample of what it looks like dry, the upper right side of that. Now I'm just going to put some foam tape and and layer up my sentiment. And there is our project. And I struggle to show you just how shimmery it is, but you can kind of catch it there. And it's not just the shiny part of the heart, but it's that sparkle of the paper that I think really does it. And we have all of our hearts are dry and look just beautiful. And it's just a little touch. So this is what it looks like up close. Isn't that amazing? So here's our finished project. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a try. Now, I wanted to tell you about scrapbook.com, and some of us creators have gotten together, and we are going to sell cut file, an SVG cut file, and all the proceeds from everything. I'm not making a dime, neither scrapbook.com, and they're even going to add to the money, is going to go to the Red Cross to help all those people and animals in Australia that are just devastated by the fires. The cut file is only $5, and it will work for all different electronic cutters. But you know, even if you don't have electronic cutter right now, if you want to buy it, it's $5, and just consider it a donation. So I will leave the links for that below, and then I'm going to do a whole tutorial with it coming very soon. But you don't need to wait for that to go ahead and get that cut file and help those poor people in Australia. My heart goes out to them, because it's more devastating than we can ever see on TV. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll hit like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. I'm also at Darby Creek Diaries on Instagram and on Facebook. I hope you will come back and see me soon. Please let me know in the comments if there's something that you would be interested in knowing, or certainly if you have any questions. I'm going to leave a couple of videos here that may interest you, but I've got a huge playlist that you can check out. Have a wonderful week and take care. Bye-bye.